Hey, this is Ryan Gunn, the head of RevOps at FirstTouch, and today I'm going to be talking about publishing and enrollment when it comes to FirstTouch flows. So here I've got a flow that I've built out, and I'm ready to publish. So I'm going to go up here, and I will hit Publish. That is going to automatically bring you to the Enrollments page. By default, your enrollment mode will be set to manual. So what that means is that nobody is automatically going to be enrolled in your flow. Now in this case, I selected a HubSpot segment as my audience. So I already have a list of people that are a part of that audience. So if I want to make sure that all of them go through this flow and get connection requests and messages, eventually I want to click Auto-enroll all. However, before you do that, you want to make sure that you test the flow so that you know that it does exactly what you want it to do, it's going to the right people, it's qualifying correctly. So let me show you how to do that. First, within the flow itself, you can actually test messaging. So if you have messages, here I've written one, I'm using an AI prompt to write the message. If you go over to preview, you can select a test contact, or you can search your HubSpot contacts. I'm going to go ahead and test this with Jordan, and it's going to generate a preview of the message. Once that looks good, you can go ahead and save, or if you want to edit it here and then go back and hit regenerate, it will create a new message based on that prompt, and you can hone that until you feel like you've got the messaging just right. Now that we've finished setting up the flow, let's go back to enrollments and we can enroll a test contact. To do that, you can select any single contact from your list and hit enroll. This is going to move that contact to the in progress section. Here you can see where they are in the flow, as well as any activities that might require your approval. When you have multiple messages that are going to go out in a sequence, we generate all of those at one time, even though there are delays that will happen before sending each message. So you can look here and make sure that the whole sequence is good to go before you hit approve and run. Once you've put a few test contacts through and you're happy with how it's working, you can go ahead and switch over to one of these auto-enroll new or auto-enroll all options, and then it will start enrolling new contacts automatically. The last thing I want to make sure you're aware of is how our queuing system works. Because LinkedIn is rate limited, which means you can only send a certain amount of connection requests or messages per day, we have to queue up all of that activity and send it out in chunks. If you exceed the amount for one day, then we'll start pushing connection requests and messages to the next day to send out. Because of that, not everything is going to go out as soon as it enrolls in the flow. Instead, you're going to have it added to an outreach queue. You can see all of the activity that is coming up. In the scheduled tab, you can see what is happening, when it's happening, and it may be multiple days in advance that you are looking at sending out messages and connections. If you have a flow that is higher priority and you want to push those people to the top of the list, we have enrollment priority in settings. Here you can select low, medium, or high. High is going to push people to the very top of that enrollment queue. Medium is first come, first serve, and then low is going to put people at the bottom of the queue. It's important to understand how the queuing system works, because while this action says right away, that just means it's going to be added to the queue right away. The connection request may not be sent for a couple of days depending on what the volume you already have in your queue is. That means if you are doing something important like promoting an upcoming event, you want to make sure that you have enough lead time that all of the connection requests and messages can be sent before the deadline. That's another reason we recommend using the Qualification agent and reserving LinkedIn activities for the highest qualified people. So if you had 100 people you wanted to invite to an event, you may use this Qualification agent to knock it down to just 20 people, and then the rest of them you could send emails to instead of sending LinkedIn outreach. That way, you keep your queue up to date, people are moving through it, but you're not overwhelming it and creating an enormous backlog. If you have any further questions about how publishing or enrollment works, feel free to hit me up on Slack or on LinkedIn.